Ma'am Rowling. Anytime pwede.
Alright. Okay. Kasama natin ngayon si Yuri Wegan. Isa na namang Wegan ang ating makikilala. Welcome.
Thank you, Malen, for inviting me for this interview.
Yes, isang bagong mukha, Sir Yuri. Tell us about yourself and why you have decided to go into politics. Ano ang nag-udyok? What convinced you? Who convinced you?
Thank you for the question. So, as mentioned po kanina, isa po akong Wegan. I am the third generation, if we're starting from Galo Di Wegan, which is my grandfather po.
Aha.
Alam na po natin, siya po yung dating councilor. Siya rin po yung founder ng BSBT College.
Aha.
And of course, tita ko rin po si Filian Wegan Alan, which is a former missionary. Tapos, naging councilor din, former council of Baguio City.
Kumbaga, ikaw ang magtutuloy ng apelyido ng Wegan sa konseho. Apo Galo is known for his, of course, his advocacy for Character City.
Yes po.
At tinuloy ito ni Ma'am Filian nung siya ang nakaupo dyan. Are you going to continue the advocacy on the Character City?
To an extent, kasi when we're talking about Character City, it also goes to the values. Yan naman talaga yung parang pinopoint out when we're talking about Character City.
Aha.
Yung proper values po. And of course, we're going to continue that, pero dadagdagan pa po natin.
So mag-i-innovate na tayo
Yes.
as a third generation.
Kailangan po kasi nagbabago naman na din.
Isa ito sa pinakabatang Wegan na makakausap natin.
I am 33 years old.
Okay.
Yes.
To very young to go into politics. Now back to the question, what convinced you?
Okay po.
Ito ba ay pressure sa pamilya o talagang you woke up one morning at ay tatakbo ako?
So, I have to be honest on this one. Nung unang sinabi sa akin to, talagang I outright rejected it.
Oo.
They brought it up to me. I think
As
this
any
was...
sane person would.
Yes, that was last year. Kasi nagtatrabaho pa ako sa NEDA noon as a
Oo.
project team leader. They brought this up to me na sa akin parang, Ops, preno muna. This is not part of my plan.
Oo.
Tapos sabi nila, pag-isipan mo, look around, look at what's happening, parang ganun.
Mind conditioning ka na.
Yes.
Unti-unti.
Unti-unti na ako. They were asking me to attend some meetings together with the Good Governance Alliance. So one thing
So
is...
targeted ka talaga.
Medyo parang ganun yung
Sige,
dating niya.
tell us about the journey and to how and when you said yes.
Sige. Yung first siguro is, nasa puso naman na natin yung pagsaserve sa public. We've been working with the Department of Agriculture, been working with NEDA, and siguro a point ko lang one instance na talagang na-feel ko that I want to work talaga in serving the public is, there was this opportunity, I think this was 2023, I was offered a job as a project manager sa Asia Institute of Management.
All right.
I was offered a job there to be a project manager. But at the same time, in-offer din sa akin yung team leader dito sa NEDA, which is under the SPCAR program.
Yes.
Malen, if you know the SPCAR program, sila po yung nag-handle ng autonomy dito sa Cordillera,
Yes.
Regional Autonomy.
Matagal nang minimithi ng Cordillera
Yes.
itong autonomy.
Ang tagal na
Enshrined
po
ito
niyan.
sa Constitution natin pero mailap pa rin.
Oo. And during that point of time, parang ang dami nagsabi sa akin na i-grab mo na yung sa AIM. That's a big step for your career. Pero at my time ron, until up naman ngayon, talagang yung puso ko, parang to help the people, Cordillera, Baguio City, and talagang iniisip ko, regional autonomy will help them. That's why I decided to stay na lang here, to forgo that one.
So isa ito sa sign.
Yes,
Na
that-
palapit ka na ng palapit.
Yes, na parang talagang puso ko talaga is to serving the people, public service.
Dahil you have experience being in government service as an employee. So ang ibig sabihin nito, nagta-time in, time out ka, empleyado ka.
Yes po. So that's one of my motivation na okay, kaya mo naman, When you talk technicalities, yung puso mo is on the right track. Siguro, ang nag-push talaga is yung convincing, ayoko naman tawagin na pressure, but the ability na kinonvince nila sa akin. Siguro, they were seeing something sa akin na hindi ko nakikita.
Oo.
Sila tita, may friends, may relatives. Alam mo, nakaaway ko pa si tita.
Na-debate mo siya?
Nakadebate ko siya
Naku, mahirap ka debate si
Oo nga po.
Madam.
Very strong yung personality
Very strong
ni
and
tita.
very passionate talaga.
Yes. Nakadebate ko siya. Tapos sabi niya, you have to look it at this way. Nagbabago na ang panahon, sabi niya. The times are changing. Kailangan na po ng bagong ideas, new ideas to solve the new solutions that our city are facing, that our community is facing. Isa po talaga din nag-convince sa akin is sila mayor. Talaga pong nagtatextan kami during that times na uncertain pa ako. Talagang tinext po ako na huwag kang bibitaw, sabi niya ganun. Don't just push lang, huwag kang bibitaw. Because undecided during that time, I'm still undecided if I want to push through or not.
Undecided pa rin.
Yes. But eventually, yun nga,
The rest is history,
the rest
ika
is
nga.
history. Lagi kong iniisip na ano pa bang kaya kong itulong. And then all of the sudden, there is this opportunity for a better chance to serve our community, our beloved city.
So level up na from being in government service to aspiring to have a seat in our city council.
Yes po.
Nabanggit mo that you've come from a long line of government servants. Kasi nga, Apo Galawegan and Ma'am Filian, both of whom I have worked with in the past. Do you think that the family name will carry you over this election? Dahil sinasabi nga nila, matunog ang pangalan ng Wegan. Name recall pa lang ay medyo mas may edge ka sa iba. So, sasapat na ba ito?
To certain degree, pero hindi, this is not the only thing that I'm banking on.
Does it work for you or against you? Being known yung pamilya mo
It works for me po.
for you.
Alam naman po natin ang trabaho ng Wegan. Alam naman po natin ang legacy nila. So, wala pa akong kinakahiya when I say that I'm a third generation Wegan. Lolo ko to, tita ko siya. Wala po kasi alam po natin na malinis yung trabaho nila. So, it works for me. Pag pupunta po ako, nag-iikot-ikot ako. I'm trying to get to know people, other in our barangays. Laging very common dyan is, han ka agdanag, basta Wegan kun ko na. Basta Wegan, amo tayo titrabaho da dito.
Andun pa rin ang
Andun
tatak
pa rin
ng
po.
Wegan. So
Yes.
makikita natin ang impact talaga ng service ni Apo Galo at ni Manang Filian. Ano ba ang advokasya mo? What have you formulated as a platform or as an advocacy?
Sa akin siguro, let's look at it siguro na we're trying to have an economic development. Yun yung talaga naman natin gusto. Kasi pag lumalagaw ang ekonomiya, mas marami po tayong magagamit na resources in coming up in having projects.
Yes.
In our projects, sa ating mga education, sa ating mga livelihood programs, sa ating mga
When we talk about economy, dalawa ang nagpo-push and pull ng economy ng Baguio, ika nga. Nakita natin ito nung pandemya. One is education and one is tourism. So, what do you think these two sectors, how will these two sectors play a big role in our economy and how will you strike a balance?
Okay. First po is one of my advocacy is what I call a sustainable tourism and a Baguio-friendly tourism.
Naku, matunog yan. Anong ibig sabihin ng sustainable tourism at makikinabang ba yung ating mga residente siya?
Opo.
Kasi umaaray ang ating mga residente dito sa tourism na to kasi nga kapag peak season, alam natin
Alam
ito.
natin. Nagkukulong na sa
Stay
bahay.
at home na tayo. Paano ito, Yuri? How will you tackle this?
Okay po. Yung unang-una po na gusto kong gawin is we address yung sustainability tourism. Sustainability in a sense that hindi siya detrimental sa ating environment, hindi siya detrimental sa buhay ng mga residente.
Yun ang importante. Gustong-gusto nilang marinig
Baguio-friendly
yan.
kasi I coined that term Baguio-friendly tourism.
Aha.
Although sinasabi nating tourism, kinikater niya dapat is tourist, but we have to make sure that the first group of people na that will enjoy tourism in our city is the residents. Hindi po yung mga tourist natin. So, one way on doing that is coming up with legislation na paano ba natin ilalapit sa community ang tourism. Parang community-centered ang tourism.
Correct.
If para hindi lang nakaka-concentrate sa central business district, because if we put it on sa mga ibang distrito, kung gusto pa nga natin, ilagay natin sa mga barangay ang focus ng tourism. Kasi lalago po ang isang barangay. Pag may pinupuntahan doon, it becomes a tourist destination. But again, we have to have sustainability to strike a balance po na hindi po nakakaabala sa ating mga residente. Pag linagay po natin, kunwari sa isang community ang tourism, sa isang barangay, baka naman po doon na po lahat ng traffic. So we have to monitor din that po. And of course, isa pa talaga dyan is yung environment. We have to make sure that our tourism, that the driving force of our economy, the tourism, will also have an impact in our environment, in the preservation of our environment.
Mainit na usapan ng environment ngayon, lalo na we see a mushrooming of condominium units na talagang naglalakihan, scattered all over the city, and we are still awaiting for the opening of more. And ano po ba ang magiging tindig natin dito, Yuri?
We cannot, di naman kasi natin pwedeng pagbawalan.
At hindi tayo pwedeng magsabing moratorium, stop.
I mean, hindi natin pwedeng pagbawalan na tumira ang Baguio dito, ang tumira ang mga tao dito sa Baguio.
Totoo, but
it is,
how will we protect the environment at
yun
the
nga po
same time?
So that is one thing that we should look into. Kasi nga po, pag titignan natin, when the Constitution was drafted, it was planned for 25,000 lang ang
Totoo.
tao dito sa Baguio. But ilan na tayo? If I'm not mistaken, the latest PSA survey is 380,000. Hindi naman
Nearing 400.
nearing
actually.
400 na. I think baka nagpo-400 na tayo ngayon.
Maybe, yeah.
And that is only, hindi naman lumalaki yung lupa natin.
Dumadami lang ang tao.
Dumadami lang ang tao. So that is, we have to find a balance between that. If we need to have a stronger stance against big corporation, why not? If kailangan po natin ng mas stricter policies, bakit hindi po?
Okay. A lot of issues are being talked about in the city now, and one of the hottest issues is our Baguio City Market. Ano ang tindig mo dito?
Well, we have to understand that if we want to develop our market, kailangan po natin ng dumaan sa tamang proseso. If I'm not mistaken, yung process that was approved way back 2020, that was approved by the City Council,
Yes.
is yung
It is
project,
the PPP
yes,
modality. So nandito na tayo sa
private
level na ito.
public partnership. Ginawa po to kasi minsan hindi po kaya ng pondo ng sariling local government yung na magpapatayo ng sarili niyang project. So hahanap po siya ng other partners.
Yes.
I think this was also being tackled noon. Nakalimutan ko lang yung project na kung sino yun. Pero na-bankrupt ata yung nag-propose noon last
Way
time.
back, yes.
Way back. Matutuloy na ata sana yun. Pero hindi ata yung materialize.
Nagkakaroon lang ng iba't ibang muka ang redevelopment ng
Yes.
ating palengke. At ngayon naman ay napunta na nga sa original proponent status, which is SM. So dito nagkakaroon ng malalim na debate dahil ang dami ng lumabas na opinyon, ang dami ng lumabas na fears ng ating mga kababayan sa palengke. Again, it is about striking a balance. How do you think a balance will be made with this PPP modality and the need to develop our Baguio City Market?
Lagi, ang point dito is we have to have a mindset na kailangan na talaga natin i-develop ang market. Hindi po siya pwedeng ganon-ganon na lang. Kasi nakita nyo, ilang sunog na nangyari dyan. It's for the safety of the people din talaga. And it's one of the modern problems. Okay pa yan dati, kung doon pa yung tao. Pero nung dumadaming tao, dumadami umakyat, we have to have a mindset that we have to develop our market. The question now is how?
At sino?
At sino?
Dito yata nagkakaroon ng debate.
Yung when I was watching naman yung proposal ng
I'm sure you have been watching the
Yes.
public consultations.
Public
at nakikita mo
consultation.
kung gaano ka-passionate ang mga tao.
kinakatakutan nila is mawawalan daw sila ng pwesto,
Totoo.
mawawalan sila ng pwesto, hindi daw sila makakabalik,
Yung produkto nila,
Oo.
mahirap nang ibenta
mahirap
kasi
daw
nga
ibenta.
kasi nga SM has
Oo.
everything.
Pero sinasagot naman nung other party na may babalikan naman sila. Nakasama naman yan sa TOR. Pag gagawa ka ng TOR, syempre, pag ikaw naman yung SM, if you do not fulfill these these promises on your TOR, you will be penalized. So meron po silang babalikan. At the same time, nung present nila yung floor plan, may area talaga na designated for the market. Medyo malaki. That will be handled by the city.
Oo, sa
Sa
tansya mo,
kanila nila.
everything is going along fairly. Do you think that all sides are being listened to?
Yun na nga po yung problema. We can always have this public consultation, kahit ilang public consultation mo pang gawin yan, but it will not address everybody.
Aha.
Hindi po kasi, we cannot have a perfect public consultation. Meron at meron po yung, sabihin na natin, may opinion, pero hindi pupunta sa public consultation, or tinatago lang yung opinions, mga ganon. Pero, we have to we have to look it at this way na, they are providing. I'm not saying naman na I do agree outright kasi dadaan pa
Yes,
naman ng
dadaan.
process yan.
Marami pang
Oo,
dadaanan
maraming process
ito.
yan. Oo. At pag dumaan at it comes a time na sa pagdumaan na sa council, tapos nakita natin na hindi pala pwede to, we can reject it naman Pagbobotohan naman ng council yan It's just a proposal kasi.
Yuri, ganitong mundo ang tatahakin mo kung sakaling mabibigyan ka ng chance na maging parte ng ating Baguio City Council. Are you ready for politics?
I believe I am.
Kasi iba ang legislation, iba ang politika.
I am ready naman po.
Eyes wide open, ha? The
Yes.
good, the bad, and the ugly sa
Oo.
politics ang
Sabi nga
pinag-uusapan
nila,
natin.
Masisilip daw lahat.
Kasi mukha namang maayos-ayos ang buhay mo bago ka na-convince ng pamilya mo at mga kaibigan mong maging politiko. Handa ka ba talaga sa buhay politika?
Handa naman po. I think I would face yung mga critics, although wala naman po tayong tinatago.
Opo.
Tapos, ang mindset mo na lang siguro dyan is focus lang talaga sa
Paano mo
trabaho.
pinapalakas ang loob mo sa ganitong mga panahon? Dahil I'm sure going from barangay to barangay and pinapakilala mo ang sarili mo. Apart from your kay Apogalo at kay Manang Filian, although you acknowledge their contributions, but you're trying to introduce yourself as a person apart from them, but with them pa rin. How has this challenge been for you over the past weeks and months? I'm sure ang dami nyo ng ikot.
Madami na po.
Ano ang natututunan mo sa pag-ikot mo? And what do you think is the most pressing problem na hinaharap ng ating syudad?
Yung una naman, to answer the first question is, the first talaga, medyo naninibago ako.
Oo.
Meeting a lot of people. Although sa work ko naman before, that's my job, go to local communities. Pero it's different.
It's a different playing field.
You're selling yourself.
Literally.
Literally. So,
Humbling ba to, Yuri? Kasi nga, although sasabihin nila, ay, wega naman na yan sanay na yan. Mahirap pa ba?
mahirap for me. In my personality kasi is hindi naman ako masyado talaga outgoing. I'd rather talagang magtrabaho-trabaho, ganun lang. So this is something na I have to practice.
Totoo.
Up until now, ngayon nga medyo still
Pag-practice pa lang.
practice ang makikiharap sa tao. Yun siguro yung ko lang yung
The biggest challenge.
biggest challenge. But when it comes to the technicalities naman na, pag nakaupo na siguro dyan, of course, mag-aaral pa rin, but that is not something that I'm worried about. Yung kwan lang talaga, yung kumaharap sa tao, it's something that I'm still learning.
Now,
Sige po, yung...
the second question.
The
Go
second
ahead.
question, siguro ang number one dyan is yung urban decay.
Matunog naman na itong mga words na to, urban decay,
Yes.
overpopulation. Go ahead and explain.
Ng urban decay kasi is there will come a point in time I think it was projected around 2042, if I'm not something, 20-something.
Yes.
That if we cannot make tough decisions now or mga stricter policies, pag umabot yung point na wala tayong ginagawa, there will be no more, hindi na siya possible na mag-recover ang Baguio City. We're talking about yung waste, we're talking about pollution, we're talking about yung preservation ng environment natin.
So ito yung pinaka-importante talaga
Oo.
sa tingin mo.
I think dapat ang pananaw natin ang dapat direction natin sa moving forward is not just making legislations that makes you popular. Dapat you have to be stricter na. Kasi binabantayan natin dito is the next generation, the future of the next generation. Mahirap naman na pag yung mga policies natin is we're just safeguarding our career or we're just safeguarding yung ngayon. Kaya dapat ganun yung pananaw natin, medyo futuristic yung
So
when
yung
we're making
susunod na
policies.
generation na talaga ang iisipin natin. Kasi nga nagkaroon tayo ng projection that in 2042, siguro in 20 years time, talagang we will be facing the point of no return pag hindi natin ginawa ng paraan
Yes.
ngayon. So this generation, tayo ngayon ang mag-i-ensure ng continuance, kumbaga.
Kasi nakakatakot din eh.
Totoo.
Minsan yun na yung fear mo sa pag natutulog ka sa gabi. Parang ano na kaya itsura ng Baguio in the future? Ano na kaya maabutan ng mga next generation? Do we still have it will come to a time ba na ang tubig mo na lang is once a month or twice sa sa 2 linggo kasi naubos na yung watershed or mga
Totoo.
ganyan.
The basics that we need are dwindling and ito ang laban na hinaharap ng ating syudad ngayon at ang ng buong bansa actually.
Tama po.
So Yuri, I gave you this time. Talk to our voters and tell them why another Wagan is needed in the Baguio City Council.
Thank you, Alan. A Wagan is needed in the council. First and foremost, alam na po natin yung principles ng la tita nila lolo. And these are figures that I grew up with. So malaki po yung impluwensya nila sa akin. Wala po kaming tinatago. Malinis po ang aming policies, malinis po ang track record. Isa pa po is bakit po kailangan ng new generation ng Wagan? It's because we are facing new problems na po. We're facing modern problems that requires modern solutions. And of course, yung innovative spirit. And since being young, we have the guts and the energy to have a firmer stance for our city. So yun po.
Thank you, Yuri, and thank you for enlightening us na merong third generation of Wagans because we've gotten so used to the advocacies of course, Apogalo and Manang Filian, and it's nice to know that there is a new generation from your family that would advocate and would still be willing to lead. And marami po tayong mga bagong muka na nakikita na tatakbo ngayong eleksyon. Para po sa Good Governance Alliance, marami pong bata ang taking up the cudgels to lead. And one of these is Yuri Wagan, number 38 sa Balota. Maraming salamat, Yuri.
Maraming salamat din po.
Hindi naman pala masyadong nininer.